Guys, I don't know if you've seen Elrich on Instagram, but I am hooked, and I'm so honored because she's here with us now. Let's talk. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. Kim just messaged me. She didn't know I was bringing you on. She's like, oh my God, tell her how much I love her.
Oh my God.
Look, I'm a big fan of your research, and I was just asking, like, you are digging deep on your Instagram, and I've been really appreciating because I like to help each other, lift up fellow creators. We're all in this, trying to get to the truth, right? And I've seen you're out there digging it. Does your husband get mad? You're out there constantly watching Blake Lively interviews?
No, he's so impressed. I'm so proud.
Have you seen a big spike up because of this story?
Oh, are you kidding me? Chelsea Handler messaged me today.
Whoa, nice.
She followed me. I said,
see, that's funny. That's a reveal because she's like, can we just stop? But then she's in your DMs like, girl, keep it going.
She liked my post and she's like, oh, your coverage on this is amazing. And I messaged her. She's like, you better keep going. And I'm like,
wow, that's an exclusive. That's hilarious.
I know. And then the biggest, like, my favorite, I don't know if you ever watched Rizzoli and Isles.
Yes.
Dr. Isles has a podcast she's starting, and she messaged me. She wants me to come on.
It's wild. Enjoy. Well deserved. Well deserved. Well, I love it. We'll talk more later. I would love, because I figured out where you are, but you're not in LA because we're filming a lot of people in LA, and I'd love to include you in our doc if you're willing, but we'll talk more about that as we go. But while I have you, we do have some Ryan Reynolds updates I wanted to share. And so rather than just play your video, I thought it'd be fun if we could actually get you on here.
My notebook.
Oh, you got, wow. That is the notebook?
No, this is the book of truth. It's everything. It's
amazing. Amazing. You are doing the work. You are helping us get to the truth. So there's been a few Ryan Reynolds updates. First, before we get to even yours, I'm assuming you saw Matthew Lawrence was calling him out as well. Matthew Lawrence has the Brotherly Love podcast with the Lawrence brothers. Good for them. They're relevant again through this podcast.
Somehow.
Whoa, that's what I think of. Blossom, whoa. Here he was talking about Ryan.
It just missed the mark, but it was a really interesting movie. Great script.
Frankenbold or something was the movie?
The funny part about it is that the production team was having a really hard time with Ryan. Now, this is young Ryan.
He wanted to wear his own clothes.
Wait a minute. Wait a second. Are you telling me he was sending texts to the studio?
I've heard that before.
Back in the mid-'90s. I wonder where Blake learned it from.
I'll never forget.
Allegedly.
I'll never.
All hearsay.
That's what they call that MO.
I was.
Go ahead. Sorry, I meant to pause. What were you saying?
I said that's what they call a method of operation on a criminal shows. That's an MO, if I've ever seen it.
Yes. I'd grown up in the industry, so I'd known my way around a set by that point. I was dialed in, right?
You couldn't keep him away from craft service.
He wasn't dialed in.
I'm just kidding.
Okay? And he'd walk out, didn't really, just wanted to kind of do his thing. And the producers were getting really upset because they said, and they even told him, like, Ryan, this is a bad Jim Carrey impersonation. We don't want, just not what we hired you to do. We thought you can't impersonate somebody. You got to do your own thing. And he got upset at that. And he was like, I'm doing my thing. And then I was privy to a meeting between the director and this crew had come from, I think they were just nominated for an Oscar. So they were.
Can I just love that we are in the state of the world where actors who don't get as much work can now make a podcast and dole out these old stories of the people that they always wanted to rag on. You go, Matthew Lawrence.
And it's a moneymaker now.
Kind of a big deal at that moment. Talk about frustrations on set with actors. Right. And I'll never forget being privy to this movie going, I can't believe this guy. We had so much hope for this guy. He's going nowhere.
That's funny. He's like the biggest. Literally the biggest.
You never know in Hollywood,
but here's the difference.
You never know.
So anyway, but he was young. Do you fault him, Elrich, on this one? Is this really that? Your story's worse. That's why I started with the less one. What do you think of this?
I wish he would call me and told me this story personally so I could have released it with my wits, because I would have done numbers with the story. I mean, the comparisons I could have found within the story and what Blake is doing is just amazing to me. I wish everybody would come out the woodworks. I still feel like there are people who are scared to speak their truth, and it's amazing to me. Actually,
it's like Armie Hammer when he was so afraid to talk about Blake Lively clearly firing him.
Oh yeah. And that's not even the worst of Gossip Girl stories that could come out. So she got lucky with that one.
Well, it's amazing because I did an Instagram last night about how Blake did the whole Michelle Trachtenberg, oh, so loyal. But it's like,
She tried
girl,
it. She
Michelle
tried it.
Trachtenberg called you out.
Michelle
Like,
didn't even follow her on social media.
they weren't following. And Michelle, when someone asked, why aren't you responding to Blake? She's like, I got important things to do. Like, you know, in the world. It was like, it made me respect her even more. But to see, were you surprised that Blake used that as an opportunity? And do you think she was, it's hard because she's in a spot where Blake's going to get criticized either whether she didn't say anything. She did say something.
Tomorrow, Friday.
It's tomorrow, Friday. Yes.
I'm not surprised. That lady decided she was going to take this moment and write the most. It was bizarre. Even what she wrote wasn't even the right thing to write. All that yummy caramel lip gloss. Do you think I want to know about this lady's lip gloss? She just passed away. You could have said something nice, short, and sweet, but you said, no, I'm going to use the word yummy and throw that in there. So when they bring up me using yummy in my, situation going on right now, I could say, I that's like my language that I use. She's not slick. I picked up on that. And I picked up on that. She used the word yummy like that's her normal vocabulary. This lady just passed away. You couldn't even make an Instagram post. You made a story that's going to disappear in, exactly 3 hours. Nobody's going to remember this. You made a story. You could have made an Instagram post. That's how I know you're legit crazy. Real crazy person. And you don't even have any real pictures with her. This is a picture of you and her from Gossip Girl.
I know. You look at Sarah Michelle Gellar's, it's so, you can just tell the photos, everything, like there's actual emotion in it. And this just feels like it's so long and she's trying to tell the story, the lip gloss. It just feels like she's like.
The font is annoying. Nobody was going to read that. She could have written something real short and sweet on the bottom and be done. This was, no. She missed the mark so hard.
But do you think she was really doing this because is she so delusional that she doesn't even realize it? Or do you think she's manipulating like, oh, maybe I can get some love today because they're not going to criticize me for being nice to my old co-star who died?
I think it could be both. She is delusional enough. And I could see, what's his face, sitting next to the one she's married to, sitting next to her saying, yeah, go ahead, babe. Yeah, they're going to love it. Put the caramel lip gloss stuff in there. Yeah, babe. Go ahead. I could see them deciding. They collaborated on this. They definitely sat down and was like, yeah, let's collaborate and drop something for the masses. It's a mess. It could have been a post, like a picture of the lady by herself saying something nice, but she had to be in the picture. And if you were her friend, that's different. That lady did not like you. I hope she rested in peace,
1,000%. 1,000%. Why wouldn't they be following each other? Why did she just call her out earlier? All right, well, back to Ryan. To Ryan. I wanted to give an example of Elrich's takes on things, and let's go through this. You can learn more. Go follow her over there. I put the link. I'm commenting the link for my mods to share. But here, let's watch because are you sitting down, folks? Are you sitting down?
Chivalry and workplace sexual assault. Yeah.
I want you to listen to Ryan Reynolds explain to an audience on national television in detail how he sexually assaulted, harassed, whatever you want to call it, Olivia Wilde.
So in the scene, she's sitting there and I take her top off, I take her bra off, and she has those pasties on. Right. But she's drawing these adorable little smiley faces on me. And I forget every line in the scene. Not just from this movie, from every other movie I've done. And I don't really know I'm sort of going up, I'm nervous, I'm blithering on about nothing. And at some point in the scene, she takes my hands and puts them on her breasts. So they're there, palms are a little sweaty, don't know what's happening. And then at the end of the scene, I'm supposed to take, and I'm trying not to look at her like a 14-year-old boy who just won the lady lottery. At some point in the scene, I have to take my hands away, and I take my hands away, and I look down at my hands, and there's two freaking smiley faces. I have no idea what to do. So, the scene is over now. There's 65 crew members around. I mean, there's all these guys. There's like won the jackpot.
So what I'm hearing is not only do you peel this lady's pasties off, you cop the look, and then what did you call it? Right, allowed 65 cast and crew members to cop a look because they hit the jackpot. Interesting.
I'm sitting there and I reflexively, like an idiot, just put my hands right back on the dress. And I think I'm doing it to cover them up, but I'm like realizing right now it's a very fine line between chivalry and workplace sexual assault.
Yeah. Again in an interview with El Omiguero 11 years ago. Pretty much with the same sentiment. It's a fine line between acting and just
SH and SH.
Interesting. Olivia, I wish we could get you more justice.
I don't love Olivia. She had her own issues with my God, that whole story of the don't back. But yes, in this instance, I'll gab her back. But man, what a discovery. you can learn more over there at Elrich. There it is to follow.
Real
But
quick,
how did you find that? And
this
go ahead.
video specifically, 3 days ago, I had gone to bed super early, and I woke up at 3 a.m. with a DM from one of my followers who wants to remain anonymous. And she said, I remember this interview from 10 years ago about Ryan Reynolds saying how she pretty much did this to Olivia Wilde, but she told me she looked high and low and can't find the interview, but she remembered it was on Jay Leno. And I had just woken up around 3:30 a.m. and I was like, okay. So I thought it was gonna be simple. I grabbed my phone and I die if I'm lying. I searched for like 2 hours. I could not find a single thing related to this video. I looked high and low. Then I found, I think it was a Pop Sugar interview. That was the picture I took, or the El Miguero interview from Spain, but it wasn't exactly what the lady said. And I said, well, I can't find it. I ended up on websites that I've never heard of. I ended up on,
Probably on some watch lists now, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure my phone has a virus now. My husband said we need to get you a new phone because I'm scared. Because I was clicking so many pop-up ad blocks. And then I found this thing, but it wasn't what it, like in the beginning didn't sound like it. Then I kept listening only to find this gem. It took me about almost 3 hours to find that clip. But funny enough, you can't find the entire video. I only found the clip. So it was very bizarre that clip just was sitting somewhere in the clouds and I couldn't find a full video, but that's what I found. But most of the stuff I find is, I just kind of spent all night watching interviews, trying to figure out if anything, works in my ear, like sounds weird or sounds interesting. But now I have enough followers. I think I'm about 8,000 followers. About a week ago, I was doing everything myself. But as of maybe 4 days ago, 5 days ago, I have enough people sending me.
It's weird, right? I can relate to that. The problem is sometimes it's like too much stuff. You're like, well, and I hate when they send you like 30-minute videos of something. I'm like, I don't have time to watch all these videos, but sometimes you get a diamond in the rough. Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's everybody is sending me everything, and some are relevant and some are not. Some are completely reaching. And even this video, people were saying I was reaching, and I'm like, the only part I want you to listen to in that video is Ryan Reynolds saying there's a fine line between acting and SH, while him and his wife are trying to destroy a man for something he didn't even really do. So that's where my confusion begins.
It's wild. It is absolutely connected because it's like that what he did to me is worse than what Blake
completely worse.
accusing.
And you got on national television making a joke out of it.
Right, and it's like you exposed her to the crew of 65, all these people, and then the whole thing's weird. And it's like, there's a part of me, it's like, okay, maybe Olivia Wilde wasn't that offended. She's so comfortable, whatever. But it's like, I don't know. The two of these, Blake and Ryan, just are so tone deaf, hypocritical. And I'm like, they're so like dirty. You know what I mean? Like both Ryan and Blake, I feel like their sense of humor, the style they do, like, why are they, I hate to use snowflake, but they seem so delicate in this movie suddenly. Like, why?
There's a saying, it's a problem when, it's okay when they do it. It's a problem when everybody else does it. The rules to them are not the same. I just saw this clip today, this movie he had done with this little boy. I forgot, Adam's Project, I believe. And the boy had made a joke. I think Hoda had asked the boy, what's the most annoying thing about Ryan? And he said his face. And Ryan turned to that boy straight up, said, I'm a very powerful person in Hollywood and I can destroy you. And I was like, even though he could have been joking and, it was an in a moment thing, thinking of that statement now it just sounds so very icky to me because I'm like, he could have been joking, but yeah, he meant that. He meant that shit. He will do it.
I'm giving you props again, so I'm happy you came on. I want to plug you hard. Everyone's the links are being shared. I hope you get some new followers from this, and please come back anytime. But Kim is like so valued. She's like, I looked everywhere for that clip. I could not find it. So kudos, we were there. We'll have to talk. Hopefully you can send me the clip for the doc. I'd love to include in the doc, and I want to include you. We have to might bring you on as a research associate for this doc.
If the FBI don't call me, the CIA might call me. Somebody.
Deal. Otherwise, I hope we can connect on that. I want to work with you more. I'm so impressed. Keep it up. I love that Chelsea Handler's already. I love that she's out there saying they should just stop, and she's in you going, keep going.
Yeah, and I don't know. We kind of coined a term. I don't know if I'm allowed to plug my own stuff, but this is my hat. We coined a term on my page. I'll fuck around and find out. And Associates. We coined a term, and my friend owns a
proud member of FAFO and Associates. Yes,
FAFO and Associates, and this is our new hat.
Oh, I love it. There it is. So
right
the fans they'll be able to get it.
So
If
my
your
friend
associates
has
will be
a
able to order
little-
soon, I hope.
Yeah, my friend has a little embroidery company called the Stitch and Spot. She made this for me today, actually, to surprise me. So
Oh, I'm so glad. There it is, exclusive.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna
guys,
make
head on over. Is Instagram's the best place to see you?
Instagram and TikTok. I'm blowing up way big on TikTok, but Instagram is great too. Anywhere I'll take it.
I tried to click and then it said it wasn't. I have such a see. I couldn't find this account. Maybe you have the link wrong in your Instagram.
Interesting. I will try to do it again.
Make sure that
as soon as I
TikTok.
get
Oh,
over
you
here.
have 2 H's, I think. So make sure you get the link right.
Oh, I see. But it's the
Fix your
same
link
name,
so people are
Elrich.
actually linking over because I tried to go there and I watch you on Instagram because I hate TikTok.
Yeah.
But
And
you're
I
you're crushing it
migrate
over
everything.
on TikTok. I love it.
Yeah.
So keep it going, guys. Make sure you follow Elrich. Come back.
Thank
I know you
you.
got to rush to make dinner. Come back anytime. We'll give you more notice. The
Thank
fans
you
love
so
you.
much.
Anything else you want to say?
No, I really appreciate everything. And, people ask why I'm so obsessed, and I'm not. I have a son and I have a husband. And my husband is literally one of the most gentle and, quiet going people. And he literally will not make a stink. If somebody tried to put something on him, he would be like, it's whatever, kind of go about his business. And me, I'm going underground. I'm going to hell with you. So that's why I can't let this go away, because you're not going to put this on this man. You thought you had the perfect victim, and turns out, I always make the joke, Blake thought she had dragons. Turns out Justin had the Night King and Night Walkers. So she's finding out the hard way that you picked the wrong one.
She knows nothing.
I'm like, that's how I know she really never watched Game of Thrones. Because
Exactly.
She would have really never called herself Khaleesi. So
She just
wanna
yeah.
see justice.
Oh, don't get me started. Amazing. Elrich is
Yeah,
on Instagram
but-
and TikTok. Go
Thank
give her a
you.
follow. Such a pleasure. Let's stay in touch. Let me know if you need anything. Always love to have you on.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. And thank you guys for watching. And I hope we continue to grow your platform, and hopefully.
Let's do it together for justice.
We might have some new court documents. I'm going to go work on that.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that bell for alerts so you get notified of videos. And when you get those notifications, hit that thumbs up. You can also leave a comment down below. Helps the algorithm. Appreciate you guys so much. We're going to redirect you over to Nerd Report on the live. If you're watching on the replay, click on the videos you'll eventually see. Thanks, guys, so much. Stay tuned for more.